Oh, 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 oh. What do you think the evolutionary purpose is of balding? Like, why do you gain more hair in some areas and then you lose hair in other areas? What's the? I know it's not like a purpose, like you're designed to bald, but I'm like, why would you lose hair like in parts, like a receding hairline? Why wouldn't it all fall out? Why wouldn't it be random? Why would it start in one area and then go to the other? What's the point? No light allowed. Also, God, listen, if there are any rich women out there, okay, I am ready to be a sugar boy. You have sugar mommies and sugar daddies. What do you call a sugar baby? Is for the sugar daddy. What do you call a guy who's is it just a sugar baby? Are guys and girls sugar babies? I've rediscovered my passion for cleaning. Something just cathartic. I got a new mop. I've got a new vacuum thing. Okay, like cleaning my floors. I got an ironing board, ironing my pants. Man, I just feel, is this midlife? Is it because I'm 35 now? Oh my God, it just feels fun. It's just cathartic to just turn on my music and just clean stuff. I'm getting that feeling. Does anybody else, where are my 35-year-olds at? What mop did you get? I don't know how to operate this mop bucket. This is like different than anything I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how ordinary mop buckets work. When I used to clean in high school for my janitor shit, you'd put a mop in like the top part of the yellow bucket. Does everybody use the yellow buckets? And then you push the lever down to squeeze the water out, and then that was like your mop bucket. Does that sound like a normal mop bucket? I bought one of these things, and like you put the mop in the other side, and then you push this little lever down. When I looked at the pictures, I thought that the lever makes it like squeeze the mop, but it doesn't. It just like spins around a ton. What the fuck? What is this? These are good? What does it do? Get the mop that sprays out the soap with the push of a button in front of the mop. Okay. Listen up. 2 big cleaning pro tips. Big home ec pro tips, okay? Are you ready? Number 1, okay? I've already said this one, okay? So there's a rerun, okay? Number 1, when it comes to pants and dress shirts, okay? Unfortunately, there is no substitute for ironing. There's not. And the little steamer things, some people are like, oh, get a steamer. Fuck that. Steaming is not the same as ironing, okay? Having crisp cuffs, necks, and the little creases on your pants, there's no substitute for ironing. Number 1, okay? I already said that, okay? But also, fuck that. I don't even wear those. Constant clothes are open. Number 2, though, however, number 2, dude, you wear Lululemon? Okay. Number 1, yes, because the Lululemon men's shit is awesome. But number 2, don't reveal, don't spoil, okay? I don't want people to know where I get all my shit from, okay? Number 2, all right? I have used these in the past. Oh, I'm going to give you a 2 and a 3, okay? And I can say this from professional carpet cleaning experience, all right? 2 and 3. I'm very sure about 2. I'm not sure about 3. Every single iteration of these is fucking trash. Unless maybe these are really good if you use them every other day, or maybe once a week at the least. These little pads just do not have enough surface area to actually absorb enough of anything. I remember the first time I bought one of these, I thought it was fucking crazy. I went through like 6 of these just to clean my kitchen, and I'm like, am I doing something wrong? But I think if you want to just tidy up, and you've got one of these, and you've got if you're like a housewife or a house husband, and you just like to clean every week, and you don't have much traffic or whatever, then yeah, you can just use these or whatever. Then you can just use these every week maybe. But to actually I don't think anything can replace a full on fucking mop. Okay. People are saying a small spill. I'd rather just get a rag. Just use a rag. Fuck that. 1, 2. Fuck, there was one more thing. There was one more pro-life tip. Oh. I don't know, okay. This is out-of-date carpet cleaner advice, okay? So maybe this doesn't apply anymore, okay? Maybe the technology has changed, all right? Maybe the technology has changed, all right? However, back when I was a carpet cleaner, there were a billion different types of vacuums, like the Dyson Power Sphere Ball Orbiter, whatever the fuck. There were so many different vacuums. The best vacuums that you could get, and I know they don't look very exciting, or they're not super, they don't have all the bells and whistles, were always just these dual upright motor vacuums. These were always the king, that like a $90 dual motor upright vacuum will outperform a $700 Dyson XX carpet destroyer face melter 12,000 technology, whatever. Like these dual uprights, I looked up dual upright vacuum. Maybe not this one in particular, but any of these dual upright vacuums would always outperform the other ones. I don't know, maybe the vacuum tech has gotten better, but oh my God, you could spend so much money on these crazy, wacky vacuum things. These crazy vacuums would be like hundreds or like $400, $500, $600. Okay, like 20 years ago, that was a lot of money back then. Okay, and they're just dog shit. But maybe they've gotten better, or maybe they're good now. I'm not sure. There's a reason why all janitors use those instead of those retarded Dyson ball shits. Yeah, and they're cheaper, right? For the cost to repair one of those Dysons, you could probably just buy a new vacuum. Yeah, fuck all that. It's just a vacuum. It just sucks stuff up. And there's a spinny brush that gets stuff out of carpets. That's it. I will say, however, one final, how's your CrowdStrike stock doing? Great. CrowdStrike saved me a ton of money because I fired Cake, all right, for his horrible stock advice, all right? So now DGG's running in the black, okay, until the website crashes, and then I'll hire a new web dev. It's okay. We're only down 100K, all right? It's coming back. It's coming back. I can feel it. What was I going to say? Oh, the master pro tip, however, from anybody that's been a carpet cleaner or worked on carpets, all right? The master pro tip. Every carpet cleaner will attest to this. Is don't have carpet. Just don't ever have carpet, okay? Just don't get carpets. They're horrible, all right? They're dog shit. Fuck carpet. Always vinyl, laminate, sealed wood, whatever the fuck. Anything else. I need your take on canister vacuums. Are you a rug enjoyer? I'm about to be. I ordered a measuring tape because I think I left my measuring tape in the studio, so I'd rather just buy another one than go downstairs and grab it. I threw out I'm throwing away my cheap Amazon rugs, and I'm looking at getting cuter ones. This is what I was looking at last night. This brand. I think I might order like 5 rugs from these guys. Look at how cute. Look at how cute some of these would be. I want one of these in my kitchen. They got like a whole store of oh, look at I love these. These are so adorable. They're interesting. They've got like a whole store of these. I'm probably going to start outfitting my apartment with these. Hell yeah. Looks like the Guantanamo floor. Yeah. What's the difference between a rug and a carpet? A rug you can throw the fuck away. You can throw it the fuck away when you're done with it. Fuck that. You can take an area rug into a carpet cleaning place for cleaning if you need to. I feel like the pile is different on an area rug. Although I guess that's not necessarily true. The thing that I found, okay, keep in mind, okay, I say I was a carpet cleaner, but it's just a small business. Okay, I don't actually have like, I'm not super expertise in here. But from my personal experience cleaning carpets, it seemed like the cheap dog shit carpets are the ones that have the very thick, small pile that's like cut or whatever. Like commercial carpet is going to be the biggest example of this, right? This carpet actually lasts the longest, okay? And it'll look the same the longest. The really expensive carpets with the very long piles, the very plushy or whatever, these carpets would wear and look like shit so fast. If you had like high schoolers in your house that were running up and down the stairs and shit all the time, you might have like 3 years on that carpet until it's damaged beyond like redemption. Like it's gonna look like shit. And the problem is that people think that it's really difficult to clean the carpet and that you can never get all the dirt out. Pile is like the strands on the woven bullshit. People think that it gets dirty and you can't clean it, but that's actually not what happens. What happens is the thicker, plushier, fluffier carpets. What happens is you have like all these like very, 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 the pile is like very, very, very tightly wound and like it looks nice and it looks cute. But what happens is on the very top, the carpet, like the fibers will start to become kind of like unwound. And no matter what you do, it's always going to look a little bit darker and shittier than the carpet around it, because of the unwinding of these. And it was always so sad. Yeah, I don't know. I'd go into these houses, really big, super expensive houses, and be like, damn, like this carpet is fucked. And you can power scrub it. You can, water and extract whatever, but you'll never make it look good again. Yeah, whereas like this dog shit commercial carpet, this stuff lasts so long. And you might, in your mind, you might associate this with looking worn or negatively, like, you just might think it looks worn or it wears. But keep in mind, this is installed in like ultra, ultra, ultra high traffic areas. Like this kind of like, and you obviously wouldn't put exactly this carpet in the home, but like the cheaper, the smaller cut carpet. I'm sure that there's probably other types of carpet you can buy too that I'm just not aware of, but. What carpet would you recommend if you have dogs in the house? I would get red carpet for the first couple years you have the dog, so that if you catch the dog pissing or shitting anywhere and then you shoot and kill it, the blood doesn't show. So when other people come in, they can't tell that you murdered your dog. Dogs and cats on carpet is just rough. Make sure that you potty train your dog, okay? Make sure that you potty train your dog. If you... The problem is that this is an issue that we run into a lot, okay? The problem that you run into when you don't, fuck, I just thought of something, hold on. Stop doing that. Okay. When you look at your carpet, you have carpet that you walk on and that you see. And when a dog pees on the carpet, people will clean the carpet and that's it. And then what will happen is summer will roll around, home will get more humid, time will pass, and things still smell bad, okay? The reason why things smell bad is for a few reasons, depending on the size of your dog, okay? What'll happen is, and you can see this all the time, all right, is not only will they pee on the carpet fibers, all right, and get the carpet that you see gross, if you peel the carpet back, depending on how big the dog is, the whole lining on the back of the carpet, okay, the I don't know what you even call it, but you've got like the carpet things that they're woven into, that will also be soaked with pee, and it'll be gross. And you have to soak that entire thing in order to get the pee out. However, not only do you have to deal with that, underneath all carpet, American carpet, at least in modern homes, you also have underneath your carpet a carpet pad. That's also probably going to be soaked through with piss, which is also gross. So if you're truly having like a medium to large dog peeing on carpet, you have to completely soak to get all of the urine out of the fucking carpet. Okay, so they either have to use like a big claw extractor thing or something else. You can't just clean the top, okay, number one. And then number two, to make sure that all the backing or whatever has all the pee out of it too, okay? Number two, you probably have to cut through, you have to cut out all of the padding, okay? And then you have to replace the padding underneath, at least where it was peed in, okay? Padding is cheap. The labor is going to be the annoying thing, okay? But then number three, depending on how big your dog is, it might also go through the carpet, the backing of the carpet, and the padding to the subfloor, okay? You might have to clean the subfloor and seal the subfloor if it's soaked through for that, okay? Number one, fuck carpet. And number two, fuck animals in the house, okay? Because why would you fuck them outside when you can fuck them inside? You know what I mean? Okay, gross. Fuck, the easy answer is fuck carpets, okay? Okay, but explain why Americans are so retarded that they have carpets everywhere. I don't know why we have carpets everywhere. I'm not sure. Is this the same for cat pee? It just really depends on how much something is peeing in one spot. And in my experience, it was just medium to big dogs were really bad with this. Cats, I don't think usually pee as much. If you were invited on Joe Rogan, would you prefer to be the only guest, or would you prefer to be a part of a panel? Either one other guest or just me. I don't want to be part of 5 fucking lunatics or whatever. What carpet do you recommend around the toilet? I've actually, there were carpeted bathrooms that I cleaned before. What an unbelievable experience. My God. Carpet is great if you're lazy for cleaning, right? It hides everything. I feel like solid floor is great for cleaning. You just sweep it up. That's it. Super easy. Can you please set it up? He already knows who you are. I'm pretty sure Rogan either doesn't want me on the program, doesn't like me, so he doesn't want me on the program, or they just have a ton of other guests that they really want to book. Because, yeah, we have enough mutuals right now that I think if he wanted me on the show, I think it would have happened by now. So I'm guessing he just doesn't want me on the show. When is your Piers Morgan thing coming out? I'm not sure. Probably today or tomorrow. Carpets are not easy to clean. Did I say that? Wait, did I just misspeak? I said like any kind of hardwood floor or any kind of hard floors should be pretty easy to clean. What kind of solid floors would you recommend? I went with a Thick Boy LVP. I don't know anything about that. Thick Boy LVP. I don't know as much about solid floors because we were carpet cleaners. The only thing we would ever do with solid floors, I did a few strip and wax jobs. So that's where you just take a mop and a solvent and you fucking mop everything. And then that dissolves all of the wax. And then I think you mop it and suck it up with a machine, I think we did. And then you do a wax. Did we ever clean the subfloor? I don't think we cleaned it because it was sealed. You didn't need to. And then you just wax. You just take a mop and you re-wax everything. Oh my God, that was a horrible job. We did that overnight. I remember doing that one time. Does Dave Smith want to debate? No, Dave Smith will never debate me. Thick boy is a joke term. Okay. Another advantage of carpet is that it prevents the floor from scratching. It sucks for allergies because they also trap a ton of dust, though. Yeah, I guess that's true. You can scratch harder floor, but I mean, just don't do that. If you want, you can, we used to use these when we had to move furniture. Everybody should have these if you're worried about scratching hard floor. We just call them furniture movers. Is that... Why did I search this? What the fuck is this? They were just like these little pads that you could put... Damn, these have wheels? Christ. It was like... it had like foam on one side, and then it had like a plastic pad on the other side. I think maybe something like this. No, you don't need wheels. Wait, they're called furniture pads. Yeah, wait. Yeah, like this stuff. Yeah, you can just throw this underneath something, and then you can kind of scoot it around, and it doesn't fuck your floor up. You can just use a towel or a rag. Fuck that. Towels and rags are very... You learn very quickly not to handle anything with a towel or a rag, because towels and rags can very quickly kind of like scrunch up someplace and look deceptive, and you can move stuff around, or you can be handling something, and then you either get cut or you see something get fucked, and it's because there's something coming through the rag or whatever. It's never worth it. Fuck that. Fuck rags. They're not reliable enough to like hold sharp or dangerous stuff or protect things, in my opinion, depending on what you're moving or working with. I had 14 minutes left of this video, and you made me turn my fucking stream on. Do you ever have to clean a carpet in a chain smoker's house? Yeah, but I mean, all carpet cleans the same. I don't know if you clean smoke out of carpet. I feel like smoke affects your walls more than your carpet. Have you ever heard of a Kirby vacuum? I heard of the brand. I don't know if it's good or not, though. Your time management issue is not the baby bird's fault. I don't get that. Is this the poker episode? It's a collection of episodes. It says 30 more minutes of rare diseases. Rare disease cases. Aren't most of the diseases on this show rare? Isn't that the kind of the point? Have you ever cleaned carpets on walls? Yes, actually. I feel like I feel like I remember some commercial carpet jobs. Sometimes the carpet would run up the wall, maybe 6 inches, and you'd use like the little edger to clean it. I would just skip that though and say that I did it anyway. Fuck that job. Fuck that bullshit. I used to install wood floors. A fair majority of scratches occur when a piece of debris, even the size of the tip of a pin, is caught between what you're trying to move and the floor. Yes, true, that can happen. One of the reasons why it's recommended to like vacuum your carpet like once a week is because the more that you keep it clean, the less that it wears. Because when dirt and stuff gets trapped in it, and then you step with your shoe and you're stepping it, you're grinding in like dirt and particles and everything into the carpet, it unweaves the fibers and fucks shit up. Or maybe they just told us to tell customers that so that they'd buy our services more often. Really enjoyed your chat with Isaac the other day. Does that mean you're cool with the vegan logic bros now? I think so. I think we're okay. Did you argue politics with your parents last night? No, never. Absolutely not. Fuck. Me and Dan, we set up I say me and Dan. I should have said me. Set up like an automatic scene switcher tonight for the show. It works. It's Kino. It works so well. God damn, it works so well. you fix the audio yet? Well, the audio is not broken at all, so there's nothing to fix. Watched you crush Prager. Do you really think he likes Trump? He seemed to sweat when one called it Venom. That Prager convo? Oh yeah, shit. That Prager convo is brutal. Oh my God. It was, right? Jesus Christ. That was a brutal conversation. I think my peers' conversation was pretty good too. Damn, I feel like my depth of knowledge on these topics has gotten really extensive for some things. And now that I'm like more engaged, I have like so many examples for things. I noticed that some people were typing that they don't like that when I bring up Donald Trump being divisive, that I bring up the name calling thing, because they're like, oh, there are so many other things that Donald Trump does that he could point to that are better examples. The reason why I use the name calling thing and not some of the examples that you guys were giving is because some of the examples that you guys were giving, Donald Trump fans would consider based, right? Fuck, I'd have to go back and find the thread, because like some people were saying things like you should point out that he says like these things about like immigrants or something else. And it's like, I can say that, but there are going to be Donald Trump fans that listen that are like, actually, I think that's based. That's actually really good. But it's kind of hard in an adult conversation. It's hard to defend name calling. It just like you can say it's kind of like epic and based, but you come off as like kind of childlike. I think the name calling is just like a very simple, easy, like if you're going to talk about divisive rhetoric, this guy's literally like calling people fucking names. The fuck do you want, right? I think it's a better, simpler, harder to defend thing, yeah. Don't Trump fans also love him calling other people names? They do, but notice that publicly, that's the one thing that they usually don't defend when they're around opposition. Now, when they're in a safe space among just themselves, they'll say it's epic. But we remember when they're with other people, they'll always say, well, yeah, Trump's rhetoric, and Trump can be kind of like childish sometimes, but, you know, you take him seriously, not literally, and, you know, sometimes he tweets a little crazy, right? So that's the thing that you hold their feet to the fire on, I think, yeah. Wait, hold on one second. What is this? All right. Where is he at? Why? Okay, sorry. Hold on. We can listen to this real quick.
Said I saw Destiny say that he tried to give you advice and warn you about moving too fast with your husband and you got weirdly defensive. His words, not mine. Melina and Destiny are sitting with me in Miami. Here, you want some fucking lore? I'm having fun. I'm hanging out. I'm laughing. And Destiny and Melina are sitting down and they start to give me like marriage advice. And I go, oh, no, I don't need marriage advice from you guys, right? Like you're totally heading towards a divorce. Like you guys are literally openly like cheating on each other and having issues and like gaslighting. Like don't give me your advice. And they were both like, oh my God. And I know they've never dealt with somebody as blunt as me. I don't need two people who are serial cheating on each other and gaslighting each other to give me marriage advice. And they both were shocked. They went like this. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think you were dealing with a 22-year-old? I'm a 35-year-old fucking woman. Don't come to me with marriage advice when you guys are heading towards a divorce. And yeah, they were offended. I wasn't offended. I was clear. I was clear with my boundaries and my openness. I wasn't the one who was offended. I just don't need serial cheaters to be giving me advice. And by the way, how'd that divorce go? Pretty fucking messy, huh? First that I saw
my divorce went great. It cost me $1,000. My life's $1,000,000% better. How's your new life in Europe, I guess? Being accused of scamming your clients, by the way. Big drama videos on her, but I haven't watched. But just as a quick thing. Also, Abba can chime in if he ever wants, by the way. The entire extent, I don't know if she's having like a splitting moment. The entire extent of our criticism on Brittany was literally just all four of us went out to eat at some gross fucking sushi restaurant, okay? All four of us went out to eat, and either me or Melina or both of us All we did was we asked Brittany, are you worried at all about like getting engaged because you've known this guy, you know, online for 3 months, you've seen him like 2 weeks, and you're planning to get married and move overseas? Is that like is that worrying to you? She did get a little bit like, and I don't think we phrased it. I don't think we phrased it very aggressively. I'm pretty socially intelligent. I'm not like retarded or like, oh, aren't you worried about? Like, she got pretty like taken aback. She didn't like scream at us. It wasn't like a huge deal. She got a little defensive, I would say, but it wasn't a huge deal. But this whole encounter, you've told the story before. Yeah, this whole encounter was probably like 30 seconds, I would say, and then we just moved on. That was it. It wasn't like it wasn't a huge conversation. It wasn't a big back and forth. I think me and Melina just asked about it because it was kind of crazy. You've known this guy for a few months. You've met him like twice in your life, and you're planning on literally applying for a visa and moving and changing his citizenship and moving overseas for him. That's pretty crazy. But I didn't even say it like that. Like, that's crazy or whatever. It was just like that. That was it. And then now, and now she's like rewritten this whole thing to act like she's stood up to us, and she's like, oh, like I told him that I was never gonna. It's like, okay, I don't think any of that ever happened. Abba was there, so he can either confirm or deny if that happened. I don't remember any crazy. I think, like I said, I feel like this whole conversation about this particular topic, her marriage, I want to say it was like literally like 30 to 60 seconds. It's like less than a minute. Yeah, Jesus, I don't know why. I can't believe she has rewritten this event to be so dramatic. Unless, okay, I'll just be in here. Unless, listen, if word gets back to Abba on this clip, did she shit on you guys like she said? No, she didn't say anything mean at all. Fuck, I don't like to. Have I mentioned anything about what happened on the day when she gave me the slap? Have I mentioned anything about how that day ended? Okay, no, I haven't. I know so much dumb shit about her and her relationship. It's so stupid that she fucking fights with me because it makes me want to just fucking leakerino everything. Yeah, never mind. Fuck it. No, it's not worth it. She's so annoying. What do you stand to lose by leakerinoing shit? Are there innocents in the crossfire? One is I shouldn't even give her that much attention. And two, I don't like to get in protracted things back and forth with her because I think she always has way more to gain there. Power Tools update. If you leak, she will leak personal stuff about you. There's like nothing to leak about me. Like my life is like, at this point, I feel like I'm probably one of the more public people on the planet. That you know about. Update available. Update. Okay, we'll do it. That's what you think. The talk with that girl the other day was perfect. Talking points on dismantling right-wing narratives. The part where you went down the list of conspiracy right-wingers push was keynote. Do more of this. Yeah, we will. We're back in. We're plugged in until the election at least. Awake quality of life changes, including changing the tray icon to reflect the current mode. Wow. That's Bayzed. This power toy is good. I just use it for fancy zones. There's a lot of cool features, though, I guess, if you, yeah. Is it worth worrying about polls right now with Kamala? Why would you worry? I feel like the polling on everything right now is really good, no? Would you talk to that Catherine Brodsky lady again? She seemed chill. Yeah, maybe, yeah. She seems like a kind of she seems like one of those centristy types that gives too much like credit to the right, but not because she's actually like trying to shill for them or whatever, but because she's where I was, where it's like, okay, we should be empathetic and yeah. Gas station fight escalates to the highest level.
Who the fuck are you talking to? Don't fucking touch me, dog. Who the fuck are you talking to, dog? Like, really?
Well, that's who he was talking to, I guess.
Oh, God.
Yeah?
Really?
What was happening? It must have been it must have be it's got to be like a mental health thing, right? Like the guy must be fucking insane.
Who the fuck are you talking to? Don't fucking touch me, dog. Who the fuck are you talking to, dog? Like, really?
Like what? Like this guy is literally fighting with a cop. He draws a gun. Like what? Why? We can watch the beginning of this. Like he comes in. So he already sees a cop right here. He's just like, fuck it. He doesn't give a fuck. It's private security? Okay, regardless, you see it's a... Listen, he might be private security. He was a cop, all right? All cops do this thing. This is the cop thing, all right? Get him a vest, whatever the fuck their bullshit is. This is the cop thing. All cops do this. This is the cop pose, all right?
Who the fuck are you talking to? Don't fucking touch me, dog.
So he's already fighting with him.
Who the fuck are
Draws a gun and shows it. What the fuck?
you talking to, dog? Like, really?
But then he holsters it again. But, I mean, well, I don't know what the fuck is... And then he's boom. He did not holster it? Oh, wait, did he not put it back in? I can't tell. Hold on.
Who the fuck are you talking to? Don't fucking touch me, dog. Who the fuck are you talking to, dog? Like, really?
No, he doesn't. Of course not. No, there's no way he'd be able to. You're right. He doesn't. Jesus.
Who the fuck are you talking to, dog? Like, really?
He's got to be like crazy or something, right? Or it's suicide by he shoots back too. Yeah, I don't know. Jesus. Shoots the guard in the leg. I never used these on a job ever before in my entire life. I don't know if anybody else did. I feel like this would be more annoying than anything else. I just can't ever... I feel like it would be annoying because it'd be hard to control whatever you're carrying. I feel like your fingers would be getting crushed against whatever like dresser thing you have here. Now that's convenient as fuck. Okay, I've never seen these in my life. Fuck this. This looks obnoxious as fuck. They're god tier. Some people in chat, oh, they really work. I don't know why people keep saying these straps save your back. You can just, you can like lift the whole thing, right? And like stand up straight. You don't have to be bent over picking it up, right? Oh, I've seen movers use this before. I've never used these things. Like the full body things when they bring in like a washer and dryer to a house. I've seen this before. Aren't dollies just better? Dollies are nice if you have access to one, depending on how big the thing you're carrying is and depending on how big the platform of the dolly is. Dollies are goated. Dollies are like your goated moving shit for anything, for sure.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you said 3%. We got to, what was it, 38? So
there's 0% chance that 38% of the audience. If you want to go and configure OBS and everything for HDR, you can do it and save a new path.
I don't,
okay?
but I don't. Well, I do.
This is more retarded than any audio issue or anything I've ever troubleshot my entire life. Is trying to get our stream to be HDR compatible.
What about if it worked?
Then like 12 people in the audience would take advantage of it.
No, they have. Remember, I did the poll this morning. 38%.
They don't even know what... Dude, I bet 38% of the audience has monitors with refresh rates of like 120 plus who have their refresh rate on Windows set to 60
You think they would just lie to us?
Yeah.
They didn't even know why I was polling. They just answered yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, imagine, looking at that monitor, walking through Shibuya, Tokyo.
No, you're not going to see a cool HDR monitor through a camera, through OBS, through an encode going to another computer screen. They're never going to see it that way.
You're wrong. You're wrong. YouTube supports it. It won't be like that on Kick, obviously. But on YouTube, yes. They will. They'll see the highs and the lows. And just like you shit on this auto talker.
I never shit on the auto talker.
You shit on it. You did a little shitting.
I don't think so, but okay.
A little bit of shitting?
No. I just didn't have time to set it up before.
I feel like we're doing a little revisionist history, but that's fine. Listen. It could be so poggers. It could be so good. I just don't know. The multi-stream thing is the only part I don't know about it, because it would be two different encoders going at once. You would have HEVC for HDR, and then you would have NVENC for Kick. People saying it's a podcast, not a nature doc. It doesn't. For you guys, it looks the same. Like I can give an example, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to give an example to DGG chat. Copy link. Okay, so chat. Look at this link right here. Okay, so if you have an HDR monitor, that is going to look insane for you. Okay, it's going to look like you were there, unironically. But if you don't, it's going to look fine. It's going to look normal. You'll be like, yeah, it's a video walking through Japan. Who gives a shit? If you want to, so if your monitor doesn't support HDR, a good way that you can understand what HDR is almost all new phones now support HDR. So if you get the YouTube app and then you go in the settings and you put it to enabling HDR, you can watch that video on your phone, and then you'll be able to see the difference, and maybe it'll click in your mind the difference of what it is. But it's a big difference. It's a huge difference. I think even Steve would agree that it is a big difference.
Yeah. But I don't think it'll matter much. I don't know if it would be a huge difference for a podcast.
It could be. I mean, we have a lot of lighting in different sections.
I think that HDR shines, especially like in dark environments and stuff, and in contrast between darks and lights. You don't have much there's not very much dynamic movement in a podcast. We're just sitting in the studio talking, and there's no like black areas or ultra dark areas of our podcast because it's just a podcast.
I don't. No, I think it's a good environment for it.
Okay, find me one podcast that broadcasts in HDR, and we'll look at it. We'll see if we're like blown away by it. Okay.
Dude, is your monitor HDR now or no?
No. But the one downstairs is.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, let's listen to why Linus.
Stop. I already specifically mentioned this video in my responses to you this morning. Read my DMs with you right now, because everything I said was true. Okay, I said there's someone who's going to be poor and doesn't have an HDR monitor, and he's going to link you a 2-year-old video from Linus Tech Tips, and it's not relevant, and you should then ban that chatter. So whoever linked this to you, I guarantee you, fulfills all of those criteria. Okay, I did say that exactly.
Wait, why is it bad?
I just said all of the reasons.
No, you didn't. You told us about the person that would link it. Why is the video bad?
Well, is that not enough if the person themselves is bad? It's not relevant anymore. This is at the very beginnings of YouTube's doing HDR. Their algorithms are much better. I mean, again, as an fucking example, watch that video. You do not have HDR. Does that look like shit to you? Yes or no?
What do you mean by looks like shit? It doesn't look like HDR.
Because you don't have HDR, you fucking dumb shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what are you asking me? You're looking at me an HDR video. It doesn't look like HDR. What do you mean it doesn't look like shit?
I understand that for you, you're not seeing HDR. Does this look like a bad video to you? Or if you watch this, are you like, man, the colors are so fucked. Man, this looks horrible. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on. Wow, this is so bad. Is that what's going through your mind right now?
Yes, this video is fucked for me, but I don't know why. Let me check hold on. Maybe it's the resolution or something. There was weird artifacting on the ground. I don't know why. Okay. It was just resolution. Okay. I think it might look okay. I don't even know what it's supposed to look like, though. It might be. I'm not sure.
I mean, here's the cliff notes. If you were watching this, would you be like, wow, this is totally fucked up?
Would I immediately recognize that? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Okay. So this is an HDR video that YouTube is serving to you in SDR. That's what this is. So this is what Linus was complaining about 2 years ago, saying that this was not possible, basically, in that video.
What does it mean it's serving it to me in SDR?
You are not getting an HDR video right now.
How does YouTube know?
How does YouTube know that you don't have HDR? Because your monitor reports back to the browser if it's HDR capable or not.
The monitor does, or Windows does, or
Windows does. So if you had an HDR capable monitor, you see where the little cogwheel says 4K? There would be new options for you that would say 4K HDR 60. It would say HDR at the end of every option there, and it's basically you're served a different thing. I'll show you how it looks on for me. Here, like these are the options that I have that you don't have.
Cool. Wow.
But anyways, the thought is, are there a lot of podcasts in HDR? Probably not, because it's expensive and hard to set up. But that stopped us from having the best of fucking everything. Okay? Yeah, not everyone's going to support it because not everyone has the HDR monitor, but our shit would be fucking sick. That's the difference. And for normies, it's going to look the same. They're not going to care. They'll see exactly the same show they see today. But for the gigachads out there that have invested in an HDR monitor, they're going to watch our show on YouTube and they're going to fucking feel like they're there. That's the difference. And people complaining about the amount of light emission from HDR monitors, you guys are incorrect. Okay, the more important thing when it comes to HDR monitor isn't the peak brightness or the nits. I said that very carefully. Okay, that's not the most important part. It's important, but more important is the amount of local dimming zones. That's the bigger deal. Like, do you have 4 zones? That's not very good. That's going to be like one entire corner of your monitor is going to be like that. That's why OLED is so great. It's because each individual pixel can be lit or unlit. Okay, but if you don't have OLED and you have another monitor that has HDR technology, you have to have local dimming zones behind, and there could be like 1,000 of them, and it's basically you have 1,000 different dimming zones that can light or not light up the area of screen to give that effect. Dan needs a fucking hobby. My hobby is teaching things to fucking morons like you. I've already accomplished everything that there is to do in my life, okay? Millionaire, married, good looking, fun podcast. You know what you're gonna be doing later? Serving me fucking donuts when I go and get my coffee, okay? Shut your whore mouth, okay? And you take what I give to you, okay? And I'm gonna give you an HDR podcast, and you'll say fucking thank you, okay? That's where this is happening at the end of the day. Good.
Okay, gotcha.
Every piece of the puzzle that we have right now supports this. The camera outputs HDR. The capture card that you bought, which I don't know how you did this, but it's the only capture card that has 4 inputs that actually supports HDR. And OBS now has the support for HDR. The entire setup is there. Not only that, but the one source that we might have had that wasn't HDR which is the source coming out of the laptop, right? Because we're mirroring the display that we have at the end of the table, which is also HDR. So literally every single one of our sources that we have for the stream is already HDR.
Okay. I'll check the settings when we go downstairs, okay?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Dan can't stop leeching from his famous friend and taking credits for exposing Raj? Is this guy retarded? Who exposed Raj? Does he mean Austin? Who is this guy? How fucking stupid is he? Hold on. Bobo. We're doing a deep dive right now. Is this, what's his name? Egon, whatever?
Yes. It is. Indeed.
What is 300 messages? Okay, Bobo. Interesting to know. Well, you can't spell. But who exposed Raj? Who does he mean?
I have absolutely no idea. Best app for notes, is Obsidian really the best? Yes. Okay.
Okay, who is he? He's a healthy gamer simp. Bobo Chief. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, and he does not like Hassan. Interesting. Cutie Cinderella, though. Fan of Cutie Cinderella. Who's Sarita? These are some simp messages I'm looking at right now.
Is there a reason you use Windows 11 over 10? Not really. I usually just adopt new technology when it comes out, so I don't have to get used to it later. But I don't know if there's a compelling reason to right now. Okay, we're going to listen to Linus scream about this for 12 minutes.
Cameras, lights, fancy calibrated monitors. What is the point of any of this? YouTube has supported 4K high dynamic range or HDR video for years, and yet this so-called next big thing is conspicuously absent from the content of even the geekiest creators. No offense. Sorry, nothing personal. I know you know it's true. And I know this question has been eating away at you. Why? I mean, many of you are carrying an HDR display around in your pocket. Surely you'd like to use it. So is it laziness, incompetence, both? I don't know. Because the problem actually isn't on the creator side. It's with YouTube. The truth is that getting that little HDR selector to show up, that's the easy part. Delivering a consistent viewing experience, well, that's extremely hard right now because of platform limitations that have existed for years now. And I say, enough is enough. It's time for YouTube to stop half-baking features that actually elevate the viewing experience and take these problems seriously. You know what else we take seriously? Segues to our sponsors.
iFixit. Need a diverse toolkit? iFixit has just the right thing for you. Learn more about the Manta toolkit and its 112 steel bits with 2 premium drivers at the end of the video.
HDR hasn't proven to be the kind of tech buzzword that really drives people to upgrade, but when they finally experience it done well, most do agree that it looks more lifelike and immersive. This is thanks to both its wider color gamut and its ability to retain detail in both the brightest and the darkest portions of a scene. Now, HDR recording is all around us, with popular devices boasting the capability for years now. But in spite of this, most videos on YouTube are uploaded in standard dynamic range, or SDR, which has a much narrower range of colors to sample from and tends to look flat or more lifeless by comparison. Obvious fix then, right? Let's all just upload our videos in HDR so they'll be more gooder. Well, yeah, we thought of that, obviously. But every time we revisit this conversation internally, we run into YouTube platform problems that have made our efforts discouraging, to say the least. To fully understand them, though, we're going to need to dive into how HDR content gets from the sets of your favorite shows to your eye holes. By the way, if your eye holes are starved for some more entertainment, check out our Floatplane exclusive video on the biggest data hoarders at LMG. You won't want to miss it. First of all, not all content benefits from HDR. So lighting, wardrobe, and set design play a major part in the overall experience. Then there's your camera. Anything from your iPhone to a cinema camera costing tens of thousands of dollars can capture HDR video. But not all is created equal. To explain, we need to actually define the dynamic range part of high dynamic range. For a camera sensor, the dynamic range is the number of increments, or stops, that it's rated for. Each stop up is double the amount of light, and vice versa. In a nutshell then, the more stops the sensor can see at a time, the higher the dynamic range, and top-tier cinema cameras can do 14 or more before they start to lose details in the darkest or the brightest parts of a scene. When it comes to the content that we consume, however, HDR also comes with the expectation of a wider color gamut, and well-mastered HDR content should take advantage of both of these elements, not to end up with an even worse version of the vivid mode in a Best Buy showroom, but to get a more natural appearance. To achieve this, a colorist will use specialized software and an ungodly expensive HDR mastering display to fine-tune details in a video, like the texture of plants, the lines on a person's face, or the different shades of blue in the sky, making them appear more true to life. But we've got a problem. The professional-grade display that colorist is working on is undoubtedly much nicer than anything you'll own in the next probably 5 to 10 years. So how do we translate what they're working on to your experience at home? Well, that's where all of these competing HDR formats come in. Whether you're talking about HDR10, HDR10+, Dolby Vision, HLG, or any of the others, all of them exist to solve the same fundamental challenge of somehow delivering a consistent viewing experience across displays that have vastly different capabilities. Thankfully, we do have a solution: tone mapping metadata. Metadata is best defined as data that accompanies other data, providing helpful information about it. And, oh, you also want to know about tone mapping? Now that is a way of mathematically scaling the brightness and the color values of the content to match your current display. It's super cool, and without it, this shot from the HDR channel looking toward the sun would turn into a massive stain of white light on anything but a $30,000 reference monitor. So then, back to YouTube. The SDR content on the platform is also accompanied by all sorts of metadata. This includes information about the video and audio codecs, the creation date, etc. What it doesn't include is any brightness or color information. SDR devices expect this metadata to be encoded directly into the include is data. Looking toward the sun would turn into a massive stain of white light on anything but a $30,000 reference monitor. So then, back to YouTube. The SDR content on the platform is also accompanied by all sorts of metadata. This includes information about the video and audio codecs, the creation date, etc. What it doesn't include is any brightness or color information. SDR devices expect this metadata to be encoded directly into the video file. Well, that would be a big problem if they clicked on an HDR upload where the metadata is stored separately from the video file. While HDR video can be played back by an SDR device, it's going to end up looking a little something like this. And given that the majority of viewers on YouTube are still likely watching on an SDR device, that would be an unacceptable compromise. But don't worry, they do have a better one. It's called a LUT, or a lookup table. LUTs are essentially data files that are applied onto videos that transform the existing color values with their own color grade. For you zoomers out there, you could think of them kind of like Instagram filters. They're not quite the same as tone mapping, which translates the entire color space. But YouTube's one-size-fits-all LUT application looks all right enough that Joe Average with his TN monitor isn't going to complain when they're watching your HDR video in its auto-generated SDR. However, because it's not tailored to your exact video, I can pretty much guarantee that the colors are not going to come out the way that you intended, yielding dull, lifeless results. And it's bad enough that the HDR channel actually includes a disclaimer in their video descriptions warning that if their video looks pretty crap, it's probably because YouTube ruined it. You know what doesn't look crappy? Our LTT beanie in 7 gorgeous colors available at lttstore.com. Now you can upload your own LUT file alongside the video with customized values, but the process by which you go about applying the LUT is convoluted at best.
How do any of these problems not apply to SDR videos that you've done any sort of coloring on? Why would they? I don't even understand the question.
involving stumbling across Google's help page on uploading HDR videos, which then directs you to a GitHub page where you download a tool and fiddle around with the command prompt in order to apply the custom LUT to your video. Even then, the tool itself is antiquated, as it was originally intended just to flag a video as HDR so that YouTube would know what you were uploading, since flagging content for HDR metadata wasn't easy 6 years ago. Nowadays, though, software like Premiere Pro can export a video with the requisite HDR metadata that YouTube needs to identify the video as HDR. It's just that YouTube isn't using all of the provided metadata. Like, supposedly, YouTube supports HDR10+, which is great because it's an open standard for dynamic metadata, which provides enough info for tone mapping on a scene-by-scene basis, rather than just applying one tone map for the entire video. But neither we nor the gentleman who runs the HDR channel have been able to get the HDR10+ to work, so we've all given up on that. The tool does, however, still give you an attempt at an SDR conversion by embedding your own LUT that's separate from YouTube's standard one. But this is with dynamic metadata limitations and the loss of detail for bright areas in a bright scene, for example. Another solution could be letting you upload both an SDR and an HDR grade of your video, something that...
Isn't Linus just complaining that the video isn't being served the same way as the editor sees it? Like, this exists universally? No. No, at the time this video was made, now I don't know what anything looks like now, but what he's saying is that because HDR video stores color values or something in a different way than what a monitor might perceive it as, that this video going to a standard dynamic range monitor is going to be exceptionally bad if it was originally encoded for high dynamic range, is what he's saying.
Prime Video by contrast,
because of the, I guess because of the standards of the formats that they're using to translate the HDR to SDR feed to a person's computer.
does give you the option of doing. But I can't exactly easily migrate my business to Prime since, in addition to obvious reasons, it's geared toward professional filmmakers and distributors. And before you even begin to upload anything, you've got to jump through hoops like adding your bank account, tax info, and if you read deep enough in the fine print, probably a pledge to donate a kidney in the event Daddy Bezos needs it. All of which means that I need YouTube to care enough to make this process manageable for independent creators. And to know that they should care. We know from our audience data that about half of our viewers are on mobile, with roughly half of those running Android 10 or newer, which by our rough napkin calculations means that at least a third of you right now are on an HDR-capable screen. At least on your phone. Even then, there are some hiccups though. On Android, there's still no user brightness control alongside HDR, so HDR videos will just blast your eyes with maximum brightness, not that great at night. And according to the most recent Steam hardware survey, over 80% of you are running at 1080p or less on your computer.
Christopher, I don't know if you don't know anything about video, professional video work or color coding or anything at all. You absolutely do not need to know anything about LUTs or color grading, professional film footage or anything whatsoever to edit things in like fucking Vegas or to edit video files for like a YouTube thing. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Fuck off. You're actually fucking retarded. Please stop typing in chat. Like, you read 2 of these fucking terms before in your entire fucking life, and you think you have any fucking idea what it looks like to actually, like, color grade, like, raw film. Like, the fuck out of here. You're actually fucking retarded. Please. Holy shit.
Which are almost certainly not HDR, and of the remaining 20%, very few will have shelled out for an HDR-capable model, with fewer still spending the $1,000+ on a quality HDR display that will truly give you a better viewing experience. But the question there is, why would you shell out the extra? It's not like your favorite content creators are uploading in HDR or anything. So I guess that's the point of this video. I just wanted you to know that it's not because I don't want to, and I wanted to finally get this out of my system because it might sound harsh, but YouTube has been kind of like a disappointing child for me lately. I can't control it. All I can do is sit it down and talk about how deep down it knows it's capable of living up to its untapped potential, but only if it applies itself, you know? So hopefully this rant reaches someone over there who cares enough to make a change. Oh, and I hope it also reaches our sponsor.
iFixit. Father's Day is quickly approaching, which I love, and iFixit has gifts for dads at all price points. If you're looking for the ultimate gift, check out iFixit's Manta Kit. It comes complete with 112 steel bits with everything from standard bits like Phillips and flathead to more niche...
Okay, I'll do a bunch of reading on HDR shit. Do an after stream.